name is Vivian. I'm a violin teacher based in North Carolina, and today I wanted to make a practice video for anyone who is learning how to read the notes on the staff and associate them with notes on our violin fingerboard. This can be kind of a hard transition to get down pat, so maybe if you've been learning by ear this whole time, or you have just learned by rote, by finger numbers, today I'm going to teach you some games to help you remember and learn the notes on the staff and what they look and sound like and feel like on the violin fingerboard. So let's get started. I have music note flashcards to help study the treble clef notes, and I just have them sorted so that they are only the notes that are like on the treble clef staff. So our lowest note would be E and our highest note would be F. Obviously the violin has a larger range than that, but we are just going to learn the notes on the staff for today, and you can feel free to add in the other notes in treble clef later on when you're more comfortable with everything. Alright, so first we're going to start with like a review game, and I'm also going to teach you, as we're reviewing the letter names of these, I'm going to teach you what finger they would be on the violin, and I'm going to be saying like F sharp or F natural or C natural or C sharp, just to be as precise as possible. It's most important that you get the letter name right, but try to also get that accidental right as well. Okay, so let's get your flashcards out. And I'm going to do these in order. We're going to identify each flashcard, and then I'm going to tell you which finger we use to play that note on the violin in first position. Okay, so our first note here is going to be E. That's that first line on the staff. And this is going to be our first finger on D string. Let's remember that. First finger on D string. Our second note, F, that first letter in face, F sharp, and this is going to be our 2 on D string. It's not written as F sharp because these didn't come with accidentals, but that's how we're going to play on the violin, so therefore this is F sharp. Because usually your tape will have, you will usually have tapes on the F sharp mark on your fingerboard and not on the F natural. That would be a low 2 tape, so we're going to learn our normal 2 or high 2 tapes, F sharp, because that is what we would use when we were playing like the Suzuki pieces, for example, or many pieces in D major, A major are going to have C sharp and F sharp and G sharp. So therefore, that was kind of long-winded. This is going to be known as F sharp for now, and we would usually have a little pound symbol or that sharp symbol. It looks like a pound symbol, but it's F sharp. Okay, our next one, G. This is our 3 on D string. All right, second space, that is the second letter in face, which is A, or this is what our open A string would be written as in treble clef. All right, third line, this is our note B. This is going to be our first finger on A string. This is C, our third space, and that, or C sharp, as we would play it on the violin. And this is going to be our 2, our normal or high 2 on our violin, on A string. So C sharp, again we would have this sharp in front of it, and that would be our 2 on A. This is D. That's going to be our 3 on A. We've identified all the notes on A string, yay! All right, and then remember, we're only going to be going up to the limits of the staff. I can show you what 2 and 3 on E would look like so that you have that for reference, but for today, we're just going to be working with these 8, 9 notes. Okay, so this is E, open E, And then this note, this last one on the staff, is F, or we would play it as F sharp if you have a tape on that first finger tape there. Okay, I'm going to also include the other notes for D string and then for E string. We're going to leave out G string for now because those are so off the staff, but later on, or you can extend this game to include G string. But for now, we're just going to be working with D through E strings. Okay, this is our note D. It's our open D. So that's going to go next to our 1 on D, which is our E. This is our 2 on E. It would have a sharp in front of it. We would play that as G sharp, 2 on E string. And then finally, our 3 on E string. This is A. It's an octave above our open A. Okay, so we have D through E strings in our cards right now. My desk is all full of cards. And what we're going to do is we're going to take all of these cards. So I showed you how we would play these notes on the violin. I'm going to put these aside for now because I wanted this to be a relatively short video. But you can know that this note is going to be open D, 3 on E, and 2 on E, and you can add those in to this game if you want. All right, so we're going to gather up all of our cards and we're going to shuffle them together because we're going to play this out of order. You can play it in order if you'd like. There's a lot of variations you can use for this game, but we're going to play this out of order. And what we're going to do is we're going to practice identifying where each note is by taking a card, identifying the note, and then finding it on the violin. So I have my violin, I've shuffled the cards. My first card is going to be A, open A. That's a pretty easy one to find. All we have to do is play our A string. We found open A. If you were successful in correctly finding where we play that note, you can put it to your correct pile, and if you get it wrong, then you can put it at the bottom of your to-do pile, and then you can go through all of the cards until you get them all correct. Okay, our next note is G. Now, we have a couple of choices for G on the violin, but I happen to know that that is my G on D string, or that is my 3 on D string, right here. This is my note G. And next to it is A, open A. All right, our next note is B. I didn't shuffle these very well, evidently. they're all next to each other. So B is if you remember, B is our 1 on A. So we're gonna play that 1 on A. Now we've identified 3 on D as being G, open A as being A, and 1 on A as being B. All right, good job. Our next note, give you a second to guess that. If you guessed F, or F sharp as we're going to play it, you were correct. We're going to play this as F sharp, which means if I had a finger tape around here for my ones, that's where I would put my finger, but that is F sharp. And F sharp is your 1 on E string. That's my F sharp. Good job. Looks like this. 1 on E, F sharp. Next note is open E. Pretty easy. Good. Our next note, that's also an F, but it's lower on the staff. So that's going to be on our D string. Our 2 on D is going to play F sharp. My next card is D, but not my open D. This is going to be my 3 on A that plays D. there's my D. 3 on A string. Okay, my next card, that's an E. Now we already found my open E, and as we remember, that was our last space on the treble clef, so we know that this E is lower. That E is going to be your 1 on D string. And you can also remember that by knowing that E is 1 letter away from D. It's 1 letter above D, and so we know that because it would be only 1 note away, then we would just have to play our 1 instead of our open D. All right, last card that I have, C, or if there was a little sharp in front of it, a C sharp. That's going to be our 2 on A. Let's find our 2 on A. Good. And that's the game. So if you had any of those that you didn't get right, you can go back and review them. For clarity's sake, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play all the notes in order, okay? I'm also going to add back in my open D and the rest of the notes on E string because we often play our early twinkle related songs on A and E string. Okay. All right, so first note, open D. Let's play open D together. Good job. Next note, E, which is our 1 on D string. Very good. Next note, we're going to pretend it has a sharp in front of it. That's F sharp, which is our 2 on D. Good. Next note is our G, but not our open G. That's our 3 on D string. Our next note is open A. Good. Next note, our B, which we're going to play with 1 on A. Our next note, we're going to pretend it has a sharp in front of it. This is C sharp. We're going to play that with a 2 on A. Remember our regular, normal 2, the one that's close to our 3. And this is D, which is our 3 on A. Good. Almost done. We have open E. One on E, which is an F sharp. We're going to pretend there's a sharp in front of the note. 1 on E. Last couple notes. This note right here, we're going to pretend there's a sharp in front of it. That's a G sharp or a 2 on E. And finally, our A, which is 3 on E. Great job. That is a game that I would use to learn how to associate what the notes look like on the staff and how they sound and how they feel to play. You can also do this another way, and when you are going through your flashcards or playing your word games, whenever your teacher points to a note or whenever you encounter a note on a staff, you can say, oh, that's E or 1 on D. And that will help you associate those notes really quickly, and you'll be reading sheet music fluently in no time. Okay, I hope this video was helpful. I will put a description of what we did down in the description so that in case anything was unclear, you have a written prompt to follow. If you have any questions about this video, or if you have anything else that you would like me to cover, please let me know in the comments, or you can shoot me an email. And if you're one of my students, I will see you in our next lesson, and if not, I will see you in our next video. Okay, thank you.